For me, this has Fight of the Night written all over it. It's The Last Samurai, aka Louis Smolka, taking on Dangerous Davey Grant, who has lost two straight despite winning two by KO right before that. But those last two fights, I mean, one was against Chito Vera, Fight of the Night. The second was most recent and against Adrian Yanez. He lost a split decision, but that was one of the best I've ever seen Davey Grant look, and it was a razor thin fight against Adrian Yanez, who we know is a super tough guy. So Dangerous Davey Grant still clearly is dangerous, and I'm very interested to see how he shows up against Luis Smolka, who is a guy who, in his last 9 fights, he's either won by finish or he's got finished, and he's a guy who historically picks up W's in fights that he probably shouldn't win. I mean, he had that nice sort of UFC run early, got cut, went on a nice win streak, and now is back. And ever since rejoining the promotion, it's kind of been a mixed bag, another up and down type situation for Smolka. And that's kind of just how his career has gone. But he's always in close fights. And we know he's kind of a wizard on the ground for sure. So what are your thoughts on how this one plays out? A lot of Tapology is bullish on Davey Grant. So you roll with Dangerous Davey Grant, easy finish, or does The Last Samurai find a way to get this done?
Yeah, this is going to be such a fun and possible really funny fight because I think Smoke is going to absolutely get demolished. Davey Grant just looked way too good for me not to be bullish on him, just like Tapology and the odds makers are. I think minus 300 is properly priced odds in my opinion. Davey looked absolutely phenomenal versus Adrian Yanez, and Adrian Yanez is no joke. Um, but Smolka, this could be the fight of his night, and he's a pretty legit fighter. He always wins or loses by being finished or gets the finish. So this is going to be a slobber knocker. Could be a quick fight, but I kind of like a possible survival of Smolka. Those odds are pretty good, a little juicy, but I got to pick Grant. I think Grant's going to win. I'm hoping by a decision just because the odds are good.
Yeah, good stuff. Good eye on the props too, because as mentioned, 87% is rolling with Davey Grant, but a majority of it is Brown for that KO TKO, and it's minus 105 for the KO for Dangerous Davey Grant, but it's plus 350 for that Dangerous Davey Grant decision, which doesn't seem like the craziest thing in the world. I mean, Luis Smolka is a seriously tough dude, and although the majority of his most recent fights have been finished, he's a guy I could just see this unfolding as a true slobber knocker. So maybe that's something worth pursuing for sure. Nonetheless, though, I'm with you. I'm going to take Dangerous Davey Grant in this one. Maybe just add him as a parlay piece if you're not feeling too froggy with the props, because Dangerous Davey could absolutely sleep Louis Smolka, but maybe The Last Samurai is able to survive, because this is a guy who's been in there with seemingly everyone. I mean, I know he's sort of jumped around divisions, 125 to 135. He's kind of been all over the place, and it's been a mixed bag, as mentioned, but in this recent run, I mean, he does have some finishes, right? Jose Alberto Quinones, he KO'd him, and he got a submission over my boy Sumu Darji, and that's Sumu Darji's only loss in the UFC. So you never know what you're going to get from The Last Samurai, but nonetheless, I'm with you all the way. Going to take Dangerous Davey Grant, most likely by KO, but I like your point with that decision. That could be juicy, meat. Any last thoughts?
No, definitely a fight of the night fireworks. Very excited to see. And then, you know, if Smoke gets it done, even more props. I would love to see Smoke and Sugar Sean run that fight back. That'd be a fun one. But throw in the comments who you got, Last Samurai or Mr. Danger.